Yo, what's going on, guys? Comes here back again on the MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty video, and today I'm gonna come at you guys with some players that I suggest that you should go ahead and invest your stubs in right now. So in return, later on, after we have some roster updates, they will become better, higher overalls, and in turn higher stub prices for those cards, so you can make a good amount of stubs doing this. Now personally, one of my favorite ways of making stubs on this game is by investing into cards now. And the fun thing about that is you can do it just by watching real life games. Of course, you're gonna need some stubs like in general to do that, but once you build up a couple thousand, you can just like flip some cards, get like 5,000, and a lot of these cards, now you don't have to like buy golds necessarily, and you're obviously not investing in diamonds really, because what you're going to invest in is gold players to go diamond, silvers to go gold, bronzes to go silver. That's pretty much what we're investing in. Now we don't know exactly how this is going to work this year because of many different factors. We have a new overall system for Diamond Dynasty, of course, because players like Mike Trout last year were a 99, now he's only a 93. The market still, it seems a little bit weird. We're not sure exactly how that's going to work, and a lot of it has to do with souvenirs because it really mixed up the market in my opinion, so I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. And then finally, just because of like the new tiers and everything, like we still have silvers going for 1,000. Some of the quick sell values have changed. We don't know exactly how things are going to fall into place yet, but soon hopefully we will. It's already been like 4 weeks into this game. The market's still pretty wild, which we like to think we know more about than we already do, but for right now, this is how it is. And I have 5 players that I am going to suggest that you guys go ahead and pick up, not necessarily for your squad right now, although some of these players are still really good right now and you can use them. But I do suggest that you go ahead and buy them now while their prices are lower. You buy them now. So if you want to keep them on the team and you're going to have a better card and you're not going to have to pay the price for that card when he eventually gets to a diamond, gets to a gold, you can do that. Or if you want to buy him low and then once he raises in overall, you can sell him high. For example, you buy a silver card that I tell you to invest in, he ends up going diamond, big profit if you bought that card for like 500 stubs, and now he goes for like 30,000-40,000. So that would be a really good investment. But without further ado, without any more rambling, let's go ahead and get into the 5 players that I do suggest that you guys pick up and do it right now. The market does seem to be pretty good right now. It seems to be pretty balanced, and before it gets all mixed up again, do it now, trust me. First, we got Jose Perez. Now, he's only had 1 start so far this year, and it was a complete gem. It was against the Orioles. They're not the greatest team, but he pitched a really good ball game. He missed a lot of bats, which, I mean, he doesn't have the highest K/9, so that can build up. And last year, he was on a tear, especially whip and BABIP-wise. He wasn't allowing that many base hits when the ball was in play, so I would also expect to see that hits/9 go up as well. Now, he fell off a little bit last year, I'll be honest. He was doing so good, and then he kind of had a rough patch, but he leveled out, and it looks like he's set to have a outstanding year. Very, very excited to see Jose Perez pitch a full year this year. I have a lot of hope for him, as I see a lot of people do. I suggest you go ahead and get this card. He's only going for about $8.75 right now. I did pick him up the other day. And now, before we go any further, let me just tell you, make sure you put in buy orders. Do not buy it straight up, even though it doesn't look like much. You're investing, you're trying to make stubs and make as many as possible. You don't want to lose out on any stubs in this situation. Take a little bit more time, the extra 2-3 minutes it'll take until somebody fills that goes ahead and takes your order, and then get the card that way. It's only about 200 stubs in this case, but trust me, at the end of the day, in the long run, it is worth it. But Jose Perez, really, really excited about him, and I think he's going to have an outstanding year for the Minnesota Twins. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to the National League Central. We got Wilson Contreras. Now, I have this card. I've been using him. I've been doing a really good job for him in Diamond Dynasty for starters, batting .355, all online, of course. Now, this card obviously is going for more than Berrios. He's going for about 5,000, but he's an 83, a gold that I expect to go diamond. Some people even go as far as saying Willson Contreras might even be a candidate for the MVP award in the National League. I don't know about that, but anything really is possible. He's really surging into one of the best catchers in the MLB. For sure, one of the best offensive catchers. He might already be there now. I mean, him and Posey are both up in the running, but his card's good now, and his card is going to get even better. Now, he's only batting like 190, but come on. It's a small sample size. We're like 5-6 games into the year. He has a lot of pop, especially for a catcher. And if that defense gets boosted up, if his contact and power gets boosted up, which I think definitely could, this is going to be a beast card. If you want to use him, he's going to be one of the best offensive catchers to use in the game, especially because he has about 60 speed as well. Of course, I love that. And if this card goes diamond, I can guarantee he's probably going to go for about 30k. So pick him up now, guys. Pick him up now before he gets flooded, inflated in price, and you won't make as many stubs off of him. If you do, go ahead and decide to sell him in the future. Next, we're going to go to the Oakland A's, where we have Shawn Minaya. Now, he's turned in 2 starts so far, and he's looked pretty good in both of them. Last year, kind of the same thing as Berrios, although he wasn't quite as hot. He did fall off a bit, but he did pitch pretty good last year. He did pitch pretty good. His ERA was around 4, and I think he had like 7 or 8 strikeouts per 9, which at a 60 rating right now, I can definitely see that going up. I like Minaya a lot, and I'm sure some of my A's followers as well definitely have a lot of high hopes for him. He's a very, very good pitcher. He misses a lot of bats, which I like, and I hope he's going to continue doing that. And this card should just be really, really solid. Surprised I thought he threw a little bit harder than 92 miles per hour, but I guess I'm wrong. But I would suggest Shawn Minaya you do pick up. Do I think he's going to go diamond? No. Could he go gold? Absolutely. He's only about 10, well, he's like 10 points off, but if he pitches how I think he will, I definitely can see him possibly contending for a gold this year, and definitely being worth more than 160 stubs on the market as he currently is. So we have 2 more players to go ahead and get to, and these are 2 really hyped ones. I don't know, we'll go Yankees first. Of course, I think you know where I'm heading with this. Sir Didi Gregorius. Now, I've had a tough time with Didi because, like, before the year started, people were saying, oh, he's the best shortstop in the league. And I always told them, did they forget this guy was a player? Carlos Correa. But Didi Gregorius, I'm really, really starting to like him even more. He obliterated my Rays the other day, and I'm liking Didi a lot. His power, I think, is really underrated, and I see him absolutely tearing through righties this year. I would expect that, as well as his power, to go up immensely this year. And if he starts to really turn it around against lefties, he didn't bat the greatest against lefties last year. If he can bat around 280 and start really getting some more pop against lefties, this card is going to be a beast to use, and I can honestly see Didi Gregorius going diamond this year. I'm officially a buyer on Didi, although I've had so much trouble sometimes believing. I really think he is going to be a diamond candidate, as well as Willson Contreras. I would say Wilson's more likely. Of course, he's only 2 points away. Didi is 4, but I'm loving Didi Gregorius, guys. Definitely go ahead and pick him up. And he's only like 4K. Plus, you can use him now too. He's been pretty good for me. I like him a lot, and I think he's going to have an excellent year. And finally, I think you guys all know where I'm heading with this. Yes, I'm buying into the hype. Shohei Ohtani, I'm loving a lot. He's tuned in 1 start so far. He went 6 innings, 3 runs. He had about 6 or 7 strikeouts, so he did miss some bats, and his pitches are crazy. He has a lot of break. I could see them changing that up as well. I just see him doing pretty well. I think he only had 1 walk, and even though walks per 9 isn't a big stat for gameplay, rating-wise, which obviously, if we're making stubs, all we care about is rating. It doesn't matter if these players aren't good to use on the show. All we're looking at is rating, so if that can go up, that is going to boost his overall. I like Shohei Ohtani a lot. I wasn't quite too sure. Of course, he had the injury in the offseason. Is he going to be a bust? We were all wondering. That's definitely something I thought. Okay, he's going to come into the MLB. He got hurt. He's gonna bounce around team to team. He's gonna play a couple years, never turn anything near the hype that we all thought he was going to, but you know what? I think he will. He's also his swing too. Now, of course, his speed is terrible. It's atrocious, but his swing has been really good. I've been watching him. He hit a 2-run bomb off of Kluber the other night, and also he hit a home run the game before that. I believe that was off Josh Tomlin, and I just like his swing a lot. It's kind of Ichiro-esque. I don't know. It just kind of seems like that to me, obviously with more power. Not as good a contact as Ichiro makes, obviously not nearly as fast, but I like his stroke a lot. It's the kind of stroke, the kind of swing that nets you a lot of base hits. And it seems like a lot of like international players go with that. I think it's really a good idea because you know how Ichiro always starts like kind of running towards first when he swings? Ohtani kind of does that as well, and I think it really is effective. Of course, it's worked out for Ichiro, and so far Ohtani, it's also been working out for him. He's been batting really well as Ichiro, but that is going to be my 5 cards that I do suggest you guys go ahead and pick up now before their prices go up. Ohtani, his price has been bouncing around to like 7K at max. Buy him now while he's at like 4K, because the hype on Ohtani especially is absolutely insane. Get him while he is lower, get him while his price is cooling down, and hopefully we are all going to reap the rewards, reap the stub benefits from them getting upgraded in the roster updates, which we don't know exactly when the first one is going to be. I would expect probably like next week or so, hopefully, because I'm looking for some content, man. We haven't really had any content in Diamond Dynasty since it dropped, other than the event, but really looking forward to that. If I did help you guys, and if you're also excited for any of these 5 players that I listed, or you have your own like ideas, suggestions for players that are going to go off and you think are really going to go up in overall this year, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like down below. I will make a part 2. I have a lot of players that I like this year. I definitely can make 5 more, and I'll make another video if you guys did enjoy this video, if it did well. But hope you guys have a great rest of the day, man, and literally guys,
and love is love and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory.